Oh, this is the second razor. Okay, so this fellow, I thought it was going to be a Philharmonica. Instead, this is an INOX razor from some persuasion. Let's see if we could try to figure out the approximate age. 61,572 divided by 520. This thing looks sealed, but he had pictures of it, so it was resealed. Anyways, nice reseal. So this is something that someone in the Pacific time zone bought from Japan to ship to me in Florida to have further honed for him. This is an old, unused stainless steel razor. However, I remember from the pictures on eBay that it had notable oxidation, proving once again, as I always say, they call it stainless steel, not stain not. And for long-term storage, if you're storing it somewhere that's humid, it doesn't matter. Over time, eventually that would rust. Store it dry. Dry it thoroughly after you use it, and whether it's carbon or stainless, apply a non-food oil for long-term storage. I recommend Ballistol. You know, this fellow sure went to a lot of trouble to make it a big deal to open it, didn't he? Okay. All right. Had to break out the old, well, you can't see, but over there, you'll see in a second. Ooh, lovely bit of old kit here. I will save his tissue for later, after I further hone it. I don't know how we open this part. It actually, you know, they always look okay when you look at them with the naked eye, but then you get in there with the microscope. It looks like it doesn't have oxidation. Well, that's a shame to have to hone this. I'll try to be as accurate as I can. Okay, I'm going to go take a look. Okay, Superior Shave fans, I'm back from the microscope. Actually, purchaser in California, it looks really, really good. It looks almost completely flawless. I would say about here, you know, 2 centimeters or so from the ending near the heel, there is a tiny bit of oxidation that put a few little microchips on the edge. Just the very edge of the edge. Interestingly, all along, and I'm going to try to use my ring light flash, and maybe I can interlay a picture. I will try to use my ring light flash after I record. But all along, there is evidence of a convex hone that was used. The razor was going like this toward a quite convex hone because you can see scratches that are behind the rear shoulder of the bevel that are you know, like outlier scratches when the non-outlier portions of the same abrasive was the very rear of that bevel. So even though it's a short bevel, it's a concave one. And I will just clean my fast water stone, use that for a split second. I suppose we should hear it on the strop, right? At this point, I would put this stone back in some water and go take a look in the microscope to see where that back bevel, so to speak, is cutting in. The microscope examination was most revealing, as it showed me that only at the narrowest part of the razor from the spine to the edge, right here at this little beautiful rounded point of the square, this 1,000 grit stone's ability to microchip the razor is exhibiting itself at that portion of the bevel only up there. And the rest of the bevel, it doesn't look like it got very close at all. So I just did a little touch up there to put some more on the rest, and we'll now switch to the medium grit stone. Our beautiful Kotaku. And it's just going to melt off those microchips at the front of that razor real fast. A little bit more of that, and then I'm going to do the same check so that I can get on the fine grit Arkansas stone. Basically, I want to see those microchips at the toe be gone or be so small that the Arkansas will bite them off in just a little bit. So just a little bit of torque into the stone, focusing on the tip of the razor as we work upon this cylindrical hone. Should more than suffice. You know, I've heard people say many times how hard this stone is, or how hard this steel is to work with. I've had quite a few Freudors mailed for honing, and I never find them difficult because they're so well produced. Well, the toe was fixed, but there are still some spots. There's no writing on the face, so I don't really have a frame of reference. I don't know, about 25 millimeters from the front of the razor, something like that. That might have been a spot where it was a little bit more ground than the rest of the razor, and the convex hone on the first step was able to get all the way to bending the whole bevel and touching the apex, and it put that chip there. Because when I looked at it the first time in the scope, it didn't have any chips. It's okay. We're just talking about tiny little things that we melt off with honing using fine hones like this. Okay, Superior Shave fans and other humans, I am satisfied with the microscope for the appearance of the mid-grade stone's work. Going to the final stone, the Arkansas stone. Alright guys, I think it's time to go look at the scope for the final look before I strop it. It is unquestionably a beautiful razor, but even the first time versus my little plastic thing, it's just ever so slightly widest at that point. And as you get, you know, the final 1.5 centimeters or so is short to the flat reference than the rest of the razor. But if you're going to try to grind that down so it's like that, and then blend, what do you really gain besides a guaranteed to be shorter razor? I don't think you gain anything. I'd rather have the slightly irregular, longer razor.